Hi guys, welcome back to NB Learning. Today we are going to discuss about the problem in the superheater tubes. In our previous video, we have discussed about different types of superheater, and now we are going to discuss that what problem we will face in the superheater tubes, and some more thing we will discuss as well as advantages of superheater. And first of all, we discuss that what are the causes which will change the outlet temperature of the steam. So there are five major causes. First one is excess air. Excess air, it play a very vital role in the superheated outlet temperature. If your if your air is excess, means that your fuel is low and your air is in its excess, so it will also affect or steam outlet temperature. It may be increase or decrease according to the air fuel ratio. And number two is change in feed water temperature. If you increase the feed water temperature, then steam outlet temperature will also increase, and efficiency of the system overall will increase. And soot accumulation, if on superheater we have soot accumulation, then definitely there will be low heat transfer and the steam outlet temperature will be low. Water side deposit means that scaling, which ultimately result in low heat transfer and low outlet steam temperature of superheater. And carryover, if your carryover increase from the boiler drum, then this water droplets will go inside the superheater, and superheater have to work more to make the steam superheater, and overall the outlet temperature of the superheater will decrease. So now we go towards that what problems we will face in the superheater. In superheater we will face overheating, wrapping, erosion, corrosion, blistering, leakage, sport failure, excessive ash accumulation, erosion, corrosion, pitting, cracking, leakage, tube thinning, and soot blower problems. So these are the major problem we will face in the superheater. Now we see one by one. First one is wrapping of tube. You can see that what is the wrapping of tube. Due to overheating, the superheated tube become like this shape, and disadvantages of this is that from the wide opening, when the flue gases pass, then the velocity of the flue gases increase, which will cause the erosion and the wear of the tubes. And where the tubes are come close together, then there will be the trapping of soot and deposits, and it will also call the Korean reason. So this is the wrapping of tubes of superheater due to overheating. Next one is the sport failure. Superheater tubes are sported by different sports. This is a clip and tie bar sports, and this sport sometimes become fail due to high temperature, high vibration, water hammering. Different reason may be cause the failure of the sports. And by sometimes these sports become the cause of leakage of tube, because this is sport rub against the boiler tubes due to high vibration and water hammering, and it will cause the leakage in the superheater. Next one, you can see that these are suspended superheater. Sometimes the sports break due to vibrations and high temperature. This problem we also face in the superheater. Next one is a U-band erosion. You must care about that during the inspection, that when there is a U-band, you must check the thickness of the tube there, because in the U-band there is a very large erosion. When water pass through these U-bands, then the rubbing and the wearing of tube is very high. So this will cause the U-band erosion, and during inspection we have must care about it, and we will have to check the thickness of the tube from there. Next one is weld joint. As we know, the superheater are performing under very high temperature, so different alloys are used in the superheater tubes, and during welding we'll use one metal, so there will be metal difference, which will ultimately cause the corrosion, due to different metals the joints become leaks. So these problems are very common in the superheater. So we will also have look in the welding joints during the inspection. Next one is erosion and scale. You can see the surface of a superheater tube which become erode due to the high flue gases velocity, and you can also see their scaling and deposits. These problems are very common in the superheater. Next one is the tube leakage. When tube leakage in become tube leakage occurs in one tube, then the jet of water also affect the second tube, and also become the cause of leakage of second tube, because due to high temperature and high pressure, when water jet hit the second tube, then become the cause of leak in the other tubes. This is a very common thing in the superheater. Next one, we will discuss some advantages and some facts and figure of the superheater. If we use the superheater at 650 degrees Celsius, we will use the chromium, molybdenum, nickel alloy to prevent the cracking of superheater. And if we wish to use low temperature, means that 400 to 27, then we will use the LCS, low carbon steel. And next one, that superheated steam have more enthalpy than the saturated or wet steam. So it means that superheated become more workable and produce more power than the saturated or wet steam. And other advantages is, if we use the superheater steam, then we save 10 to 12% over water, 10 to 15% fuel. And one thing which is more important, if we increase the superheated steam temperature by 5 degree, then overall cost of the boiler will reduce 1%. Overall cost means the maintenance cost, the fuel cost, the water cost, everything. If we increase the superheater steam temperature by 5 degree, then overall of the cost of system reduced by 1%. So guys, this was our topic today, our topic of discussion, in which we have discussed what are the factors which should affect the outlet temperature of superheater, different problems we'll face in the superheater, and advantages of superheater, and some facts and figures. So see you in the next video, guys.